this next video, I'm going to level the bed. So I take a post-it note. I don't like the sticky portion off there, so I go ahead and trim that off with a pair of scissors. And this will give us our nozzle depth, or nozzle height off the build platform. First thing I want to do, go to Quick Settings and Home All. After this, we're going to preheat PLA, let it come up to temperature, and then level our bed. If you level the bed cold, one of the problems you'll have is when the aluminum plate here expands and the heated nozzle expands, your gap is going to be too small, and what will happen is you'll actually smear plastic rather than extrude plastic. So we're going to go ahead and get that preheated. And preheat settings are 215 for the nozzle and 60 for the build bed. So now we'll wait for that to come up to temperature. Alright, so back to bed leveling. We are at temperature, and what I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to shut the printer off after it heats up. And we'll move this over here, take that little piece of plastic off, slide this forward a little bit, a couple inches in on each side, crank this up until it starts grabbing the paper. Okay, a little too much there. We want it to just barely grab the paper. Move it over to this side. Get it to grab the paper. And you hear it grab. You see it? Grabs the paper. You can actually hear it. Move this back here. The back ones are a little harder to do. Now, be careful of putting your thumb on the plate. Because it is spring-loaded, they will grab, or it will reset your height. Okay, got that one there. This one's going to be up a little more. That's too much. Too much. Yeah, you want to just barely grab the paper. Now, you have to go back and re-level it. That sounds good. Back over here. That one's a little too tight. Remember, we need to get the paper underneath the head. A little too tight. You just barely grabs it. Now that one's pretty tight back there, so you're going to have to adjust that. Okay, bring this one over here. Good. Okay, now this one's a little too high now, so we adjust it. You should check level after every print, just to make sure. And if you really want to check to see how level you are, run it underneath the front here. So this is ready to print now. I'm going to send it back to its home position. And one other word of caution, if you're going to leave this sit for more than a couple hours without printing, you're going to be better off removing the material from it. So that way it doesn't burn in the tip. And sometimes during the heat up phase it overshoots its temperature and it can cause nozzle clogs.